Hey, we're so glad that you're joining us. So, we are starting a brand new series called Mastermind. And at the end of the day, what we're talking about is the fact that our minds control what we do. And so, in James chapter 1, verses 14 and 15, it says, "Each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it is conceived, gives birth to sin." You know, what that verse tells us is that our sin, the things that we do, the things that we think, the things that we act on that we know are not pleasing to God, it starts right here in our mind. And so if we're going to be victorious in the Christian life, which I know we all want to be, then we have to get serious about the thought patterns that we develop in our lives. There's another verse in Romans chapter 12, verse 2 that says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of our mind." And so one of the great things for you to discuss in your community group right now would be, what are you doing to transform your mind? How is it that you're working to transform the thought patterns that you deal with every day? And then lastly, there's another verse that the Apostle Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15 and 16. In verse 16, he quotes the prophet Isaiah, and he says, "For who has understood the mind of the Lord so as to instruct him?" And then he goes on in verse 16 to say, "But we have the mind of Christ." And one of the things that we want to do in this series is that we want to develop the mind of Christ in our lives. We want to develop the thought patterns that we know are pleasing to God. And so we hope you have some great discussion about this in your groups. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.